Good day, listeners. Welcome to DDM House News Updates. On our program, your health, your wealth. Today, we turn our focus to the growing movement against sexual and gender-based violence, as students across the two major Nigerian universities take bold steps to tackle this pressing issue. In the groundbreaking initiative, students from the University of Ilorin in Kwara State and the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Ogun State, have launched campus-wide campaigns to combat sexual and gender-based violence. This effort falls under the Project Safe Zones initiatives, a program aimed at equipping young people with advocacy and intervention skills. The campaigns comes on the heels of a comprehensive training program supported by the non-governmental organization Gallup and spearheaded by the VASH Foundation, a gender rights group. Between March 24 and 28, 2025, a total of 67 students underwent rigorous training sections designed to empower them with the knowledge and skills necessary to identify, prevent, and respond to cases of sexual and gender-based violence on their campuses. Leading the charge in Awaranti Salvation, the founder of VASH Foundation and the recipient of the Gallup Project Award, speaking on the initiative, Salvation emphasized that the project goes beyond just raising awareness. Of course, this project is about more than just awareness. It's about creating tangible change on campuses. Yes, by training students advocates who can recognize warning signs and support their peers, we are building a sustainable network that will continue promoting safety and respect even after the campaigns ends. Following the training, students wasted no time in taking action at the University of Ilorin. The initiative has gained strong support from Ganiyu Bukola, the Assistant General Secretary of the Students' Union. Meanwhile, at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Alakuso Miriam, the Vice President of the Students' Union, is rallying support for the movement. What a wonderful idea and support. These campaigns are aimed at fostering a safer learning environment by educating students on recognizing and preventing various forms of abuse. A statement from the organizers described Project Safe Zones as a proactive step towards tackling a widespread issue in Nigerian universities, focusing on prevention through education and advocacy rather than merely responding to incidents. This movement underscores the power of student-led activism in addressing critical social issues. As this initiative gains momentum, the hope is that they will not only make campuses safer, but also inspire their other institutions to follow suit. Welcome to other institutions to these environmental-based lectures.
He poured a 5 liter of paraffin. Then he locked me inside the house. Then when I asked why is he doing this to me, he didn't respond. He just closed the door and left me inside burning. I'm asking for forgiveness. I don't know what we have done wrong. But guys, please forgive us. Forgive us.
Mjamba is the face of extreme gender-based violence. The perpetrator is still free. He faces no charges and has never been arrested. Mjamba says when she returned to her village after months in hospital, her ex-boyfriend had spread rumors that she had attempted suicide.
I didn't open up the case because no one believed me. Because he has already spread the lies. He's still there. I want the government to play its role.
Next, An environmental scientist, Taiwo Bakere Abidola, has raised concerns over the increasing threats posed by hazardous chemicals in wastewater. Bakere Abidola, a PhD candidate at Georgia Southern University in the United States, highlighted these issues in her latest research publication titled Enhanced Extraction of Methylene Blue by Dodocycle Sulfate Gumbos Magnetic Allogenate Beads. She explained that pollutants from pesticides, pharmaceutical plastics, cosmetics, and industrial dyes, especially from the textile industry, are major contributors to water contamination. These harmful chemicals, she noted, degrade all sorts of soil, threaten aquatic ecosystems, and jeopardize clean water access worldwide. Speaking on one of the common pollutants, methylene blue, she emphasized that while it is widely used in the textile and medical industries, its presence in wastewater poses health risks, including increased heart rates, nausea, and vomiting in humans and animals. However, there is hope. Bakere Abidola's latest research focuses on gumbos-based allogenate magnetic beads, which show great potential in removing toxic elements from wastewater. She believes this innovation could be a game changer in global efforts to ensure clean water for all. Wow! As the world grapples with worsening water pollution, experts like Bakere Abidola are pushing the boundaries of scientific research to find solutions. But the question now remains, will industries and governments take the necessary steps to implement these innovations? Well, we'll keep on watching. In conclusion, as Nigeria sets its sights on the 2025 Global Disability Summit in Berlin, Germany, the nation's disability community is calling for meaningful engagement and actionable commitment that truly reflects their lived experiences. The Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, that is JONA PWD, has emphasized the need for Nigerians to move beyond mere rhetoric and ensure that the commitments made at the summit translate into real change for persons with disabilities. In a statement sent to Punch Healthwise, the national president of JONA PWD, Aliyu Abdullahi, highlighted that unlike past summits where government-led commitments lack significant input from disability-focused organizations, this year's process has been shaped by direct engagement and advocacy from disability groups. The Global Disability Summit, established in 2017, is a global initiative aimed at promoting the rights and inclusion of persons with disabilities, particularly in the Global South. The 2025 edition, scheduled for April 2nd and 3rd in Berlin, will be co-hosted by Germany, Jordan, and the International Disability Alliance under the theme Amplifying the Leadership of Persons with Disabilities for an Inclusive and Sustainable Future. Wow. Abdullahi stressed the importance of sustained advocacy, stating, "For the first time, Nigerian national commitments are being shaped by organizations of persons with disabilities, that is OPDs. This ensures that the commitments reflect the actual challenges and aspirations of our community." Also speaking on the significance of this year's summit, Theophilus Odaudu, the program officer for West African at the Disability Rights Fund, expressed optimism that the commitments made will be more realistic and impactful. Wonderful. He noted that the active participation of all disability clusters in drafting the commitments and also improving accessibility and economic inclusion. The Albinism Association of Nigeria, that is the AAN, led by Dr. Mrs. Bisi Bamishi, has played a key role in advocating for persons with albinism and other magnetic groups. The Voice from the Field project, funded by the Disability Rights Fund, has been instrumental in ensuring that Nigerians' commitments are inclusive and impactful. Through collaboration with JONA PWD, the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, and other stakeholders, Nigerians' final commitments have been validated and presented to the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. Disability rights advocates are now calling for greater awareness campaign. Wow! Stronger policy lobbying to embed commitments in national policies. Enhance collaboration between the OPDs, government agencies, and international partners. Increase global engagement to position Nigeria as a leader in disability inclusion. Wonderful. With OPDs now taking center stage, Nigeria is set to present a strong, representative, and impactful agenda at GDS 2025. However, the focus must not shift towards implementation, ensuring that these commitments lead to tangible progress for persons with disabilities across the country.
Your Excellencies, His Majesty King Abdullah II bin Hussein, Federal Chancellor Olaf Scholz, distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues. On behalf of the International Disability Alliance, and in our role as permanent co-host of the Global Disability Summit, I am honored to join the government of Germany and Jordan in welcoming you all here today in Berlin. This gathering is not just symbolic. It is a signal to the world that persons with disabilities are not waiting on the sideline of a global progress. We are driving it in partnership with governments and supporters who believe in the potential of power of the disability movement. Back in 2017, the idea of the Global Disability Summit began with a simple conviction that disability inclusive development should not be confined to the margins. It needed to reach the halls of power, to shift mindset, policies, and resources allocation. Thanks to the United Kingdom, Kenya, Norway, and Ghana, the first two summits brought our issues to the highest level of governance, resulting in over 2,400 commitments in 2018 and in 2022. And we've seen real outcomes: more inclusive education system, better access to health care, and new opportunities for employment. In humanitarian settings too, inclusion is no longer an afterthought, but increasingly understood as a core principle. Now, we are at the third summit, and this is not just a continuation, it is a step change. The summit is about action. It's about accountability. And it's about funding. It was important in funding. Because commitment without investment are just words. And persons with disability deserve more than promises. They deserve results. But let's be honest. We are gathering at a time of profound challenge. Around the world, we are seeing hard-won rights rolled back. Budgets are shrinking. Anti-inclusion rhetoric is growing louder. And once again, the lives of persons with disability are at risk of being deprioritized. Let us be clear. This is not just about participation or visibility. For millions of persons with disability, inclusion is a matter of life and death. When health systems are inaccessible, people die. When early warning systems don't account for disability, people are left behind in disasters. when food, water, and shelter in humanitarian crisis are out of reach, our survival itself is on the line. That is the ultimate cost of exclusion, and it is unacceptable. So we must push back and we must push forward. The CRPD is the living document, a set of obligations, a promise from the 192 parties, nearly the entire world, to persons with disabilities. And we must honor that promise by putting persons with disability at the heart of every conversation, every plan, every budget. That means recognizing organization of persons with disabilities not as beneficiaries, but as leaders, as the expert. The truth is, disability inclusion cannot happen without OPDs. It cannot happen if OPDs are not at the table where decisions are made and resources are allocated. IDA will always stand by the core principles that inclusion must be with and by and for OPDs as the representative organization of persons with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amman-Jordan Declaration reaffirms this leadership. It calls on government to localize commitment and elevate the voices of OPDs in tracking and in implementation. And it issues a powerful call, 15% for the 15%. A call for country-level development activities to be meaningfully increased, monitored, and the impact understood. This is how we match rhetoric with resources, and this is how we turn solidarity into systems that work. I want to thank Germany for supporting the Global Disability Inclusion Report, accelerating disability inclusion in a changing and diverse world. This is the first such report that put OPDs in the center, showing we must continue to produce our own knowledge and tell the world what needs to be done. And we should be funded to do so all along with all others. Over the next 2 days, the summit will host a wide range of important conversations across plenaries, side events, fireside chats, and exhibitions. I encourage everyone, especially OPD representatives, to take up space, share your priorities, tell the world what needs to be said. Let the richness of our diverse identity shape the agenda. Because a movement that reflects us all is a movement that lifts us all. I hope we leave this summit not just inspired, mobilized, and energized, ready and resourced to advance the right of persons with disability more than ever before. United in our belief that respect for our diversity and rights are not negotiable. That inclusion is not optional. We have high hope and expectation that the Global Disability Summit 2025, not just as an event, but as an ongoing process, will drive forward progress at a vital moment for persons with disability in every corner of the world. I would like, in the end, to rethink Germany, to rethink Jordan for all your effort, for all your investment, for all your partnership to make this global disability a possibility. Thank you very much.
The road to the 2025 Global Disability Summit marks a turning point in Nigeria's disability advocacy. The question remains, will these commitments be fully implemented to create lasting change? Well, only time will tell. So stay tuned for more updates on these developing stories, my viewers. And don't forget to click on the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diaspora Digital Media, for more sensible updates for you. Until next time, I remain your host, Nigerian Michael Indezini. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.